Welcome to another day of adventures with Wes and Jeff, and I am at the W Bar Ranch, our little ranch in Northern California, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about egg production in chickens and oyster shells. The oyster shells that are required for a chicken's diet, in addition to the corn and scratch is what they call it, which is a feed that we feed them twice a day. We have it actually in a container so that they can at free will have at the feed as they need it. But the oyster shells are essential for the development of their egg, the actual shells on their eggs. So they eat about a pound of oyster shells, which comes from the ocean, and they're locally harvested here outside of San Francisco in a town called Vallejo, where they package them and they crush it up into flakes, and then the chickens can eat that, and it's a strong source of calcium for the chicken, for their digestion system, and for that egg production. So if they don't get that in their diet, they have a hard time producing that, the eggs with the solid shell. So I just wanted to show that to you. It looks like this once it's flaked up, and it is oyster shells that are crushed up into these flakes, and then the chickens peck it, and then they eat it, and they eat it at free will. You just have to leave it out for them. The chickens, we have a little feeder. It's a self feeder, so they stick their heads inside there and they get the grain whenever they need it. So it's kind of like a self-feeding. We just have to make sure that this has been filled. This is the grain. It's a crushed up corn as well as barley and different other things mixture, and they eat that when they need it. And this is their little chicken door. They go in for their laying boxes. And here is their nesting boxes inside. And these are fake eggs. This is just so to encourage them to lay here instead of anywhere else on our ranch. So they know to come in here. We put a little dot on them, which a chicken doesn't recognize that there's a dot on it. But this is a wooden egg, actually. It looks just like a regular egg. You can see one of the chickens may have pecked it a little bit on the end. But we have those in there there's another box. But here is the oyster shells. We leave them free rein for them. We put it inside just so it doesn't get wet during the storms, but it's inside their hut so they can get it. These are their roosting edges here for them to roost at nighttime, because they like to be up off of the ground. And then we like to close these in the evenings, and then reopen them in the morning for the chickens, just so that they don't roost on the edge and get poo and things in their nesting boxes to keep them nice and clean. But that is that, and this is the bag of the oyster shells that we buy in a 50-pound quantity. It's about $20, but that 50 pounds lasts a really long time. So that's the process for the chickens and what we buy those oyster shells for. So just thought I'd share that with you, kind of a little knowledge for people that are maybe thinking about getting chickens or have chickens and wondering why their eggs are not, the shells are not holding up. It's something good to get for your chickens, and it's essential for their diet. So whatever you're doing today, get out to the great outdoors and do something that makes you smile.